it was like the late '90s or something like that.
Late '90s.
Yeah.
Was a
Late
lot different
90s.
from right now.
Oh, of course, it was a lot different. Everything was different. The streets was different.
Mm.
The cars was different. The vibe
The
was
music.
different.
Ooh.
The music was
So
different.
you throwing some shots, man. Hold on now. The
The
vibe
community
was
was
different.
different.
So what changed it?
Time
Mm-hmm.
and I guess people change and the world change.
You think it was
Yeah.
morals?
Hmm?
Morals.
In a way, I just think that in Brevard County, it's like, the black community started like moving away from each other.
Mm.
Cause I can see people down here in Melbourne who's from Coco a lot that moved away, and people just moved away from that city. But Coco had a lot to offer back then. It was a lot of mom and pop shops.
Mm.
It was a lot of everything, clubs. You can go out and have a good time,
Mm.
and it just seemed like Coco just fell, and everybody moved down to Melbourne,
Mm.
and Melbourne became the hot spot.
I wonder what
Wow.
happened.
Yeah.
Like Black Wall Street. You're giving Black Wall Street vibes.
Because if you looked at Coco and you looked at Melbourne, it was a lot. Even Melbourne, all the guys from Melbourne used to want to come and hang in Coco.
Mm.
Coco was the hot spot. That's
Damn.
where everybody was. Is
But
Coco
what
had?
made it fall?
I think it's nothing there. And back then, what hold Coco together was small businesses.
Mm.
And a lot of the small businesses went to falling, closing,
Mm.
and Coco don't have nothing to stand on like Melbourne has. It has Harris. It has a lot of different corporations. So people grew up like, hey, I got to move from here if I want to do something in my life. And a lot of people start moving away from Coco.
How's it looking now? Is it looking like it's getting built right now? Is it looking the same, like it's still falling? Like, what would you say Coco condition is right now?
Gentrification.
Oh, yeah.
Gentrification.
Definitely.
That's what it looks like. They're
Yeah.
going to go in and they're going
Buy
to
up.
take Coco over, and that's what they're doing right now.
Okay.
And if you see a lot of the buildings are being tore down,
Mm.
major companies gonna come in and buy them up and build on it. And they started in downtown Coco, and it's gonna spread.
Wow. So, go ahead.
Continue.
You said started in downtown Coco.
Yes, downtown Coco looks real nice.
Yeah.
I did a vlog on it. On
I
my
don't
YouTube
see us too much
Oh.
downtown Coco.
No, I
Was it
say-
used to be more urban, I guess you could say?
channel.
Or
Coco is always an urban city. It's more black people live in Coco than any other race.
Chocolate City?
Yup.
so then why would you go to Coco Village? Because, I lived in Coco for a bit now, recent. So, I'm in Coco and I'm like, this is different. Literally is 3 minutes from where the hood is, right? But it's entirely different. The bank, right across from the bank, all over here. I'm like, oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Everything looks different. So something had to happen. You're saying, it's more urban, but I don't see urbanism too much over there. You know what I'm saying?
The funny thing is the downtown
That
isn't.
way it is.
Yeah, downtown.
Like west, going west. Like from, I guess,
Mhm.
like, from downtown.
I'm
Or
gonna
the
make
village.
when y'all go up. When you go up this weekend,
Mhm.
just look. Once you get into downtown, the hood is right next door to Coco. You can literally walk out of the hood and walk right into
Yeah.
downtown. The hood was right there.
It's so different though, cause it's like that with Melbourne when I first got out here. I got out here in 17, and I remember I used to go downtown. I was always a downtown kid, cause I always ain't nothing else to do. So I'm young, 21 when I came out here. I am 21, just turned 21. I'm in my wild phase. You know what I mean? Who's to say I'm not? But anyways, so I go downtown and I don't see much of individuals that look like you and I at all. This is for like years, and then all of a sudden everybody just starts to come. Is it the same, or was it opposite with Coco? Like we were all down there and then we just went the other way?
Not necessarily. Coco had his own clubs back then. They didn't have to go into downtown to party. It had little clubs in the hood. It had a club right on 520, two of them, the Jamaican spot, and this guy named Lino, he had a club right there right next door, not too far from the Jamaican spot. So we had things to do down there. And then if you didn't want to go to the club, the streets used to always be popping. Block parties, all that. It's not like that anymore. You have a block party, you're going to have 100 cops show up.
Man,
it's so different now.
half of the whole party you sharing with them and everything. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
But then it was violence, but it wasn't like it is today. People weren't trying to kill each other like that back then. You know, we fight and all that. Ain't no trying to kill somebody over some crazy stuff. Now today, everybody want to shoot. So
the young guys, huh?
Yeah, the young guys. Somebody made them that way.
Man, that's a whole nother topic now.
Yeah.
Cause a lot of young folks would be like, well, we wasn't shown it, and a lot of older folks are like, well, we tried this and that. So it's like a conflict, and it's a separation between the youth and the older generation. Like right now, it's always about the kids, of course, but that generation of between, I guess, born between 99, I guess, to like 2000 on, they have different morals, entirely different morals. You know what I mean?
Back then, even with the street guys, the drug dealers, and the pimps or whoever they were still like father figures. And the young got their knowledge from the OGs, and the OGs put the young kids in place when they was out of play. Boy, you know your mama don't like this. Take your butt home. You ain't finna be selling no drugs. But today's OGs, they'll be like, oh yeah, let me give you a pack. Go sell it. Now, not caring about that child. So like I said, it was very different back then than it is now. It's like, you know, that fatherly figure from the streets ain't there anymore. Kids just get out there and they run wild until they hit a brick wall and it's over. So
lead. You always need someone to lead you, of course.
Yeah, you always need somebody to lead, and the community always need leaders, and leaders ain't just one person. Leaders can be everybody. Somebody helping somebody. And that's what the hood need. And once they get that, trust me, I feel it can be cleaned up.